Hey, I'm Kendra Cunningham, and this is How's Your Mother? A podcast about how our childhoods, families, and random life experiences messed us up just enough to make us creative. I talk to artists, thinkers, and everyday characters about how they turned dysfunction into direction. So buckle up and call your mother, will you?
All right, here we are. Katie Compa, how you
I didn't
doing?
realize I was the kickoff guest. I just reread the email and I was like, oh my God, moi? That's so
Yes,
nice.
yes. Well, so I think the last time I did this was right when the pandemic was ending,
Okay.
and
Mhm.
Micah Fox was my last
Oh,
guest.
awesome. Okay.
So I like to tease her that
She ended it.
she ended it for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to get back to it, and anyways, I was like, Katie, you have something exciting coming up, and I was
Yeah.
like,
And I love to blab. So,
yeah, and why not? And we have the same initials. Uh,
yes,
by the way, I'm so bummed that we're going to miss that impromptu
I
hang
know. I
today.
know.
So Katie, you're in Chicago right now,
Yes.
and but you usually are in Astoria. I,
Yes.
I I'll tell the listeners that you have
Hmm.
two monthly. No, wait, is the end of the line comedy that's weekly?
Yeah, it is. Mhm.
Okay, so you have the
That's
end of
why I can never get up before 9 a.m.
so Q.E.D. every Friday night, 11 p.m.
11 p.m.
and then monthly Golden Spiral last Thursday of the month.
Yes. Although until the end of the year, we're doing the second to last Thursday because the next one is Thanksgiving and the one after that is Christmas. So
Ah, okay.
we are doing it early. But
But most excitingly, Friday, October 24th, you'll be
yes.
recording at
Yep.
Pangea,
Yeah.
7 and 9:30 p.m. That's
Yeah,
in.
I'm doing a second album, which I never like. I remember I was talking to Nagin Farsad, I guess like maybe 3 years ago, and she was like, "Do you want to do another album?" And I was like, "Yeah, totally," but I couldn't tell you what year I would like to do that. Like sure, somewhere in there, but now it's happening, so I'm
Right.
excited.
And is Shanali doing this one too?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah. I'm super excited. I'm so glad to be working with them. It's really like I there's no possible, like I know we have friends who've released like self-released albums.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's just no possible way I would even have the confidence to attempt that. So I'm
Now,
very, very grateful.
are you doing a video too?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Patrick Colbert, my former co-producer on the End of the Line show. Um, and sorry, I just got a text, so I'm like hamming and hawing. He's my former co-producer, but he's also a professional videographer. So he is gonna videograph for me. Videograph.
Videograph.
Yeah.
He did Eat Me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. I saw him there. Yeah, I was there. I was there.
Yeah. I mean, I got his name from you guys, but
Yeah. And you're
okay.
doing the next Eat Me is at Pangea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Everyone's doing Pangea. It's in
Yeah.
the mix. Calvin Cato.
Yep.
I feel like someone else I know is doing a solo show there.
Yeah.
Um, well, I'm excited for that. I was trying to remember. I don't even remember when we met. I feel like I've just always known you. I have
Yeah, I
no.
know. I know I do remember because I was like, I saw you on a show and I was like, who is that? She's so funny. I'm sure she would never want to be friends with me. And then, but I don't remember when we did meet and become friends. Like it just like kind of happened
Yeah,
organically.
I know. I was trying to think about it. I was like, anyway.
It
But
probably was via Selena. That's my assumption.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like we've known each other for a very long time. But
Yeah, totally.
now, tell me. But I don't know some of the things that I would love to know about you.
Yeah.
I don't know when you started comedy.
I started in 2008,
Okay.
which now when people ask me, they're like, how long have you been doing comedy? I'm like, long time. You don't want to know.
Was that you weren't in New York yet?
No, I was in San Francisco. I'm glad
Oh,
I don't think I would have like been able to hack it in New York starting
yeah.
here. It was really like I needed some confidence to be able to come here and to come to
Right.
New York and do it. So
And when you were in San Francisco, what made you
I
explore?
just had always wanted to do it. Like when my parents got cable in like 89, it was like during the stand-up boom. And
Right.
I saw Elaine Boozler and she had like 3 specials in 2 years or something like crazy. They came out and I was like, oh my God. Like, is this a job? Is this like something
I
people
know that
do?
you get paid for.
Yeah. And she was just like really funny and like saying things. And I was like, yes, even at 9, I was like, oh my God, yes, she's right. So, um, and then, I just like couldn't shut up about it. Like I was a comedy fan for a lot of years. And every time I would go to a show, it was really like when I started, when I moved to New York the first time after college, I would go to the Comedy Cellar, like not a ton. I wasn't like, being like a lounge lizard there, but enough times that every time I left, whoever I'd gone with, I'd be like, I could do that, right? I'm funny. And finally they were like, yeah, but why don't you? Because you're not.
Right.
And then I said it to my mom because we went to a comedy festival in Colorado, and she's like, I think you're funny. I think you could do it. But I think when she said that, she was thinking I would like do it once and like get some speaking skills and then like put that back into my professional career. And that is not what happened. So she has regrets about encouraging my creativity, but whatever.
And when you were a kid, did you do creative stuff like
not performing?
No.
I mean, I did the singing thing. I did like singing summer camp that was like through the county. It was some kind of county program. I did chorus, and then, but in high school, I really didn't do any of that. Like I tried out for the play one year because I quit lacrosse and I was like, I need something to do, but I didn't make it. So I really was not a performer until I started doing stand up.
And can you sing? Like,
I can carry a tune. I actually, like, I was in honors chorus, like the countywide honor chorus.
Oh, wow.
I was doing that. So like, if I tried to develop that, maybe I could still sing, but now it's really like karaoke, maybe,
So you played lacrosse?
Yeah. Just for 2 years.
Okay.
I played field hockey for 3. So it was like, I started freshman year. So field hockey happens in the fall, lacrosse happens in the spring. So the end of my freshman year, I tried out for lacrosse, and then a lot of those girls also did field hockey. So I tried out for field hockey, and then I ended up quitting lacrosse the following year. But I stuck with field hockey through the end of high school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I played field hockey and lacrosse in 7th and 8th grade, and I loved lacrosse.
It's really fun. Just like as a sport, it is so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later in life, I was like, I think I want to get into lacrosse again. And it was like, everyone was like, like they were like pros. And I was like, okay, this isn't as fun as when I was like 13.
It's definitely like that. Like when people who are playing as adults have like some kind of unresolved something or other from their high school days. So yeah,
seriously,
they're coming at you with those checks.
Because I remember I was like, I think I went to watch a game. This was like in New York. There was like some like women's, something. And I went and I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And what about, so tell me a little bit about like when, as a family unit, would you say that you had a lot of humor in your family interactions, or?
No, my parents are like kind of painfully unfunny. Like they, like my exposure to humor early on was my mom watched like Murphy Brown and like a lot of those sitcoms, and I would watch them with her, but I would constantly be like, why is that funny? Why is that funny? Explain this to me. And it was like, we didn't have TiVo. There was no way to pause it. She would like explain it to me while the show was on, which was very patient of her. But that was kind of how I came to, and I still like, sometimes I'll watch old episodes and I'll be like, I remember asking about this. Like, I remember asking why that's funny,
And I know you have a sister.
Yes.
Is it just you and your sister?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I am the older one by 2.5 years, but now she is a lawyer and has a baby, so she is the older one.
And where is she?
She lives in Canada. Her husband is Canadian, so they moved to Toronto like right when she had he's not a baby, he's 3.5, but they moved to Toronto in 2021, I think.
Oh, wow.
2020. I'm like, when was he? I don't know when anything happened, but there's only before pandemic and after pandemic. Those are the 2 times. But anyway, they've been. Oh yeah, it's really nice. Like I don't, visiting, like if you go to Toronto, you're like, all right, this city's like fine, I guess. They have like a CN Tower and a baseball team, so sure. I don't think there's really like a special food because like poutine is really in Quebec. So, but like if you're raising a family, it's amazing. It's like daycare's like I think $20 a day.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it's like the classes are like it was like 5 other kids in his daycare class. Everybody has like a PhD in early childhood development. It is wild. Like he loves going.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is she funny?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. She definitely, like, she is funnier than me on some platforms. She doesn't do stand up. I'm better at stand up, but that's because I do stand up. She decided to do it. I'm sure she did it. And we know many lawyers who do stand up. Like the law school to stand up pipeline is very crowded.
I know, it's so true. Shonali was a lawyer.
Yeah, right? I think she's still. I mean, she's still barred. I think she just doesn't do that kind of work. But yeah.
So you always wanted to do comedy. Did you just go and do it, or did you take a class, or how
I
did
took
you?
a class. Yeah, yeah. There was no like the level of stage fright. It's not even stage fright. It was just like I had no confidence to really for anything. Like I had imposter syndrome every moment of the day. But there was a class, there was a place called the San Francisco Comedy College at the time, which I think is like it's not the same incarnation. I think it might still exist, but it was like it had a space, it was like in an office building
Okay.
downtown. And they had showcases. So they made some money off the classes, and you would have like a graduation show at the end, and you could, bring 5 people and whatever. You got a tape of your first. I still have the VHS tape of my first time. I think it's a VHS tape. Anyway, and then they had also a showroom, so you could have like little indie shows in there, and it was BYOB. So it was like one of San Francisco's best kept secrets was that you could pay $5 for a comedy show, and it was BYOB, and it was like 40 people in the showroom.
Oh,
So actually,
nice.
my friend that I'm visiting this week, I met her in that showroom. Like,
Was she
so
doing comedy too?
she was, yeah. But she never did the class. Like the class was actually there was like kind of a the people who started comedy in San Francisco without taking that class were like, ugh, the comedy college, which I get. But I mean, I stayed there for too long, definitely. But it was also, if you were taking the classes, you could do their open mics like 3 times a week for free. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long did you stay in San Francisco?
I was there for 5 years, and I did comedy for about 3.5 years.
And you came to New York from there?
Yes. Yeah, my job, I was working at a PR agency, and I had moved out there with them. That was like my call. I was like, I want to move to San Francisco. How do you feel about that? And they were like, sure, when do you want to go? And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm moving to San Francisco. So, but when I came back, they had just done a reorg, and I basically got a phone call that was like, you can either move back to the New York office or you cannot have a job. So I was, as much as I was like, being unemployed in San Francisco sounds pretty fun. I think I could probably do something with that. But I was like, well, let me go ahead and not be unemployed. So I moved back. And also, it's like with comedy, definitely when I started, I think that was still in the zone when I was like, I'm going to make it in comedy. So I'm going to New York. This is the universe telling me that I'm going to make it in comedy, go to New York, and I'm going to like, rise to the top. And now I it's not even what I want anymore, but it's certainly why I said yes to it.
What would you say that what would you want from, well, is it that you want something different from comedy, or that you just want something different in life?
I just, I like comedy so much that I don't want it to be my job, because it's like once something is your job, you're like, I don't feel like it, but I have to go because I'm getting paid. And it's, I've seen people, you end up trying to cater to your audience and give them more of what they want. And I'm like, you're getting what I want, and like, that's part of the privilege of showing up and then being like, who is this person? I'm like, I'm going to tell you. So, but if they have these preconceived notions and preconceived things that they want, it's, I think it can really like mess with your sense of self.
Yeah. What about you pay this whole thing in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Now, like, honestly, I said to Sean, I was like, listen, I like to think that if they called me and said, I'm going to give you $1 million, that I would have some,
reservations.
strong, yeah. I just think that'd be a really tough decision to make. And it's terrible.
Absolutely. But it's like no one who's there is deciding based on that. Everybody has plenty of money from what I've seen.
Well, that's what I said to Sean. I was like, I don't think any of these people are like,
Yeah. It's like, I want a boat, it's not like, this is going to change my life.
Yeah. It's funny because I just feel like I agree with you 100% that I'm trying to get back to when I liked comedy, just because like I'd get excited about having a new joke that worked or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's hard it's hard to pivot back when you start to be like, oh, I should make money at this.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, that doesn't feel good.
Right.
It's hard to like,
I mean, I like making money at it. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, I don't want to be dependent on it, Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. But it's like, I don't know. When I didn't have a day job, I have a day job now. And when I didn't have a day job and I was bartending and doing this and like trying to make money, it was like one of those things where it was like, you say yes to things.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I said yes to a lot of things that I was underpaid for.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the industry, you know,
Yeah.
like even at the higher levels, people are always trying to stiff you. Like,
Yeah, it's so true.
yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Mhm.
Now, would you consider yourself like if you had to put a label on yourself, would you say introvert or extrovert?
Um, I would have said extrovert before the pandemic, but now that the pandemic has happened, I like really, I will hit my limit like suddenly and hard when I'm in like a party. Like I'm going to a birthday party this weekend, and I think there's like 100 people going, and I know
Oh,
some of them, but it's like a comedian party, you know, so there's gonna be people there that I sort of know, but they're not gonna remember me.
right.
And I'm already like, I hate this party. And I'm not even like, it's my friend's birthday. I'm happy. I want to see
Yeah.
her, you know, and it's like, I'm sure it's only 2 hours. I can make it. But, yeah,
Is
I
it in
mean,
Chicago or in New York?
it's in LA. I'm going to LA tomorrow, God willing, you know, the TSA is part of the shutdown. So
Oh my
yeah,
God. You travel so much. I love it.
yeah.
I want to be in your shoes.
I haven't done enough really this year. I'm trying to like, part of the reason for the trip was partly I have my friend moved to Chicago, and I was like, I have not been to visit her yet. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then it was like, the timing worked out that I was like, you know, I'm already gonna be in Chicago. I might as well just hop on another plane and go to go to LA.
Yeah.
Like it'll be easy. So
Will you do any shows out there?
no, I'm staying with Missy Baker.
Oh, nice.
So and
I
I,
love
you know,
her.
I'm trying to get my album together. So I'm gonna run the album with her and make her just force her to listen to it as one person. But
Oh,
you know,
that's so fun.
who better to do that with? Yeah.
Is she still doing some it's not some e-cards
No,
anymore,
no.
is it?
There
Oh,
are
okay.
it's I think it is, but it's like basically a content farm, and I think they probably use a lot of AI. And they took down all of their archive of articles. Like all her stuff is gone. Everybody's stuff is gone from the website. I don't know if
What?
I have like clearance to talk about that, but if you ever looked at some e-cards and you go to look at the website, all of it is gone.
Wow. No, I
And
never
it's
did.
like that's another like we all got stiffed by that. Like I had an e-card that got, I don't know, 1 million shares or something on Facebook, and then it was on the calendar, the some e-cards calendar, and I got $25 for it. You know, like it made them a lot of money. It made me
Yeah.
absolutely no money.
That's the thing that blows my mind is like that, like obviously that platform made money.
Yeah.
Why is it like,
I
how
don't
did,
know. I mean, I know like the owners, you know, the partnership just evolved over the years, and then one of them left and took a different job, and the one who stayed behind, I think, just like didn't want to deal with that, you know. And they'd
yeah,
also like cut the pay for doing e-cards, and I think it was just kind of a nickel and diming thing that didn't work out. And now, you know, it's like they were already like stiffing real creatives, and now that AI is out there, they're probably just using a lot of, you know, I'm very anti-AI, virulently
yeah,
anti-AI. So
yeah. No, I know. I was trying to like at my job, they talk a lot about AI, and I'm always
mhm.
like, oh my
Every
God.
job is like, are you using AI? And it's like, what am I supposed to be using it for? Like, stop this. Stop trying to make fetch happen, you know? Like,
But they say, like their thing is, that, you know, I'm trying to think of the terminology that they use, but basically it's like AI first. So like anything that comes up, your first thought is supposed to be like,
I know, you know,
does
like Google
AI?
first. Like I have a brain. And have you
Yeah,
ever seen all the studies about like it makes you dumber? Like using AI regularly makes you stupid.
yeah,
I am
and also,
stupid enough.
and
Like,
also, the amount of
yeah,
energy
how much energy it takes?
generated.
Yeah. It's like one image generated by AI is like a full charge on my phone, you know?
Well, I'll be honest. I went on ChatGPT
Mhm.
and I asked them. I think it was
I've tried it.
ChatGPT.
I've tried it.
It was some AI thing, and I was
Yeah.
like, make. I could upload my picture, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, make a video of me, like, like talking or
Yeah.
whatever. And so they sent me like these little clips, and the people that they made, like, I showed it to Sean, and I was like, they look nothing like me.
Hmm.
They would look like just like AI generated
Hmm.
characters. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And I was like, this is what people are gonna. And they have that one. Well, I won't talk about AI anymore, but they have that one AI actress that.
Yeah, I was reading about that yesterday. Tilly Norwood,
Yeah,
creepy. And it's like, I don't know if you've seen the Trivago ads lately. Remember they used to have like the Trivago guy?
yeah.
And he was like a real guy. And now I watch them, I'm like, those are all AI people. Like this doesn't look, something's off. You know, you watch it and you're like, it's very good, but something's not right. Like,
They have. I was read this article that said that there were these guys who made AI girls and put them on OnlyFans.
yeah.
These AI generated women made
Hmm.
these guys
Yep.
money.
Yep.
So fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Um, So, I wanted to ask you when you were in New York, when you came to New York, 2000, what,
2011.
11, and were there any comics in New York that you were like, oh, like that person's awesome, you know what I mean? Like,
Probably, but God, it was so long ago. And my point of view, like it used to be a dream of mine to like be a regular at the Comedy Cellar, to be past there. And now I'm
yeah.
like, I don't want to go to that place. Like, and not there's
Well,
like 3 locations. I'm like, I don't want to go to any of them. Like,
I
have fun,
remember, well, when it was just the Comedy Cellar, that one location, it
Yeah,
was
McDougal.
always, you know, like heavy hitters,
Yeah.
always, just
And
would
I
never.
remember I wouldn't go if I didn't like recognize at least 2 of the names, I'd be like, I don't
Right.
want to go to that show. And now I'm so like, I mean, that just means nothing. It just means that
Yeah.
they've been on TV. That's it.
Yeah. That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah.
Um, so wait, I feel like we started talking about uh what you wanted, how your idea of comedy, like your dream for comedy has
hmm
changed. But I don't, did we ever get to to
Yeah, I
what?
mean, it's still, I maybe came to this. I did I was working on a show called Why Haven't You Heard of Me, about why I don't want to be famous.
Right.
And it's definitely like it's been hard to do. I've tabled it because I'm working on the album now. There'll be a little bit of material from that's in the album, but it's hard to articulate without it sounding like sour grapes, which it might be sour grapes. Like I've spent a
Right.
lot of time in therapy talking about this, and it's like I'm still not clear, like on where it is I'm coming from. But I also, I think it's just like I've done mushrooms enough times that I'm just like nothing matters. Like it's all one life. It's long, it's short, it's both. Like so those like markers of success are way less important to me than they used to be.
Right. Yeah, it's funny because I feel like I'm similar, trying to figure out what, why I'm still participating.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's
totally. Yeah.
like that's like one of the things that I'm like, and for the time being anyways, I'm just trying to be like, I'm not going to try to figure it out right now because
hmm
I spent so much time going in circles with the whole
Right.
thing.
Right.
Um, so I want to ask you, what was your when growing up? Did you work when you were a teenager?
No, my mom didn't want me to work because she was like poor when she was young, like really like a little kid. Um, and then when she was like in her early 20s, teens, she worked and she was just like, I think it was like really punishing on her, but she needed the money. So she was like, I want you to have a childhood. Like, I don't want you to have to worry about doing that. And I kind of am like, I wish you'd let me work. Like it's character building. Like, and there are there's like characteristics that I was late to get to because I had just not grown up yet because I hadn't, had the opportunity to really have like a boss without my mom being interfering. Even like my first job was at her place. So
What did she do again? I forget.
she is retiring this year and she is the CEO of a nonprofit that accredits and reviews and rates HMOs and hospitals and health systems and doctors, individual doctors. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, I mean, she's like, if you say her name in the health world, people are like, what? And I have a different last name from her, which is great because otherwise, and I have exactly her face. So it saved me a lot of trouble, I think.
And what does your dad do?
He was a professor. He's retired now. He was a labor lawyer when I was little.
Oh,
And
okay.
then after my parents split up, he became a professor. And then he just retired he was an adjunct. He never got, full tenure or anything, but my stepmom is fully tenured.
Oh,
And they are both retired now from Cornell
oh.
Industrial and Labor Relations School because they both were like, you know, that kind of lawyer. My dad's a labor
Oh,
lawyer and she's not a lawyer, but she does like collective bargaining stuff and Latin American politics.
oh. So it sounds like both your parents were interested in having a positive impact on.
Yes, yeah, for sure. They were very idealistic, especially my dad. And I mean, I was of that generation. Like when I was little, the ERA was like probably going to pass. We were like, wow, equal pay for women. I have like a T-shirt of me when I was 5, and it says like the ERA is for my future, and just never happened.
Oh,
Um, so I'm from like when I was really little, my dad would be like, "You could be president. You could be president," and I'm like, "No, I couldn't." Like very clearly, I could not. People do not want to let that happen. So but yeah, they definitely were. I think everybody in the 80s was like, it did seem like the future was brighter, like we were really moving towards that real democracy, that real pluralistic society, that we just didn't see this backlash coming. So Or
Yeah,
if we
I
did, we
know.
were in denial.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So what was your first job? Was it in college or after college?
It was in college. It was I interned at my mom's work, like doing
Oh,
data
nice.
entry. It was during a time when they didn't have machines to do that, so it was just us doing. It was like
Oh,
me
okay.
and four other people,
Oh, okay.
and it was nice. The money was good. I could like I commuted up by myself most of the time, but sometimes I would ride in with my mom. So, um, and there were like a lot of the people because I'd been around since I was a kid because she started the company when I was 9. Um, so a lot of people knew me as her daughter, but some people didn't because we had different last names. Even though I was really like, you don't see it, like we look
Yeah,
exactly alike. So,
great.
now I'm like at an age where I knew my mom at my age, and I'm like, oh my god, I fucking look exactly like her. Like,
And what was your major in college?
I majored in psychology and minored in English, but I started pre-med. Like, I know this I think is another common comedian journey. Like, you start pre-med because you're like, I don't know what else to do, and this seems like a good thing to do. People respect doctors, right? And then you just like flame out. So I flamed out. It was like my freshman year. I didn't get kicked. I don't think I was in danger of getting kicked out of school, but it was definitely like I remember my chemistry TA being like, "You should find something else," like. So, and
I had
I'm
no
honestly like,
idea.
what was I thinking trying to do pre-med? Like, it's just something you do and you're like, I just want to do something respectable and good. And like,
Right. I thought you were gonna say like English or writing because I feel
yeah,
like you're a really good writer and I feel like you take um like time and pride in your writing.
I love it. I really like, cause I read so much growing up. Like I was, not popular at school. Um, and there wasn't devices yet. So I spent a lot of time reading books and it's like, my eyesight is terrible. Like I'm almost legally blind. My sister's is much better because she just didn't read as much, I think, and was like out doing stuff and like having friends and.
Right.
But yeah, it was definitely like I really appreciate good writing, so I want my writing to also be good. And then I would have, I think, double majored, or I even would have maybe chosen an English major over psychology. But the amount of papers that you had to do, I was like, oh no, that is not for me.
Yeah.
That is too much
Yeah.
work. So
Yeah. Did you ever want to be a psychologist or?
I thought about it, but one of the requirements for a psych major was probability and statistics, and it
Mm.
just was like trying to do quantify anything in like that kind of science, like psychological science, is like, what the fuck, how do you, this is all kind of made up.
Yeah.
But then also the math part, I was just like, no, I don't want to do math. Like, and I understand when I'm an adult I get to choose not to do math, so I'm gonna take that option and not do that.
I love it.
English, but I started pre-med. Like, I know this I think is another common comedian journey. Like, you start pre-med because you're like, I don't know what else to do, and this seems like a good thing to do. People respect doctors, right? And then you just like flame out. So I flamed out. It was like my freshman year. I didn't get kicked. I don't think I was in danger of getting kicked out of school, but it was definitely like I remember my chemistry TA being like, you should find something else. Like. So, and
I had
I'm
no
honestly like,
idea.
what was I thinking trying to do pre-med? Like, it's just something you do and you're like, I just want to do something respectable and good. And like,
Right. I thought you were gonna say like English or writing because I feel
yeah,
like you're a really good writer and I feel like you take um like time and pride in your writing.
I love it. I really like, cause I read so much growing up. Like I was, not popular at school. And there wasn't devices yet. So I spent a lot of time reading books and it's like, my eyesight is terrible. Like I'm almost legally blind. My sister's is much better because she just didn't read as much, I think, and was like out doing stuff and like having friends and.
Right.
But yeah, it was definitely like I really appreciate good writing, so I want my writing to also be good. And then I would have, I think, double majored, or I even would have maybe chosen an English major over psychology. But the amount of papers that you had to do, I was like, oh no, that is not for me.
Yeah.
That is too much
Yeah.
work. So
Yeah. Did you ever want to be a psychologist or?
I thought about it, but one of the requirements for a psych major was probability and statistics, and it
Mm.
just was like trying to do quantify anything in like that kind of science, like psychological science, is like, what the fuck, how do you, this is all kind of made up.
Yeah.
But then also the math part, I was just like, no, I don't want to do math. Like, and I understand when I'm an adult I get to choose not to do math, so I'm gonna take that option and not do that.
I love it. What about I'm just looking at my cheat sheet of things that I like to ask people. What would you say is a guilty pleasure of yours?
Such a good question because I don't like reality TV. I don't really like tabloids because every time I pick one up, I'm like, if I buy one, I'm like, I'm giving money to paparazzi, and I hate paparazzi.
Right. And
Stop shopping at Target, stop shopping at Amazon. What were we saying?
I feel like you're not a huge drinker either.
Yeah, I know. I am a pothead, I guess, but I don't feel guilty about that. but I do smoke a lot of weed. So
Like, would you say how many times a week do you smoke weed?
7.
Do you have anxiety or?
Yes, yeah. It's anxiety. It's like I have ADHD and I can't take meds for that because I did and I had a seizure or I had 2 seizures from the medication and I just
Remember you telling me that.
yeah, it's just not an option. So I'm kind of like raw dogging it, but it was after I had the seizures, I like experimented. I was on like an extended release Adderall and then they put me on regular Adderall and they were like, you can use this, but you have to stop drinking and you have to get 8 hours of sleep a night. And I was like, I do stand up in New York City. Those things are impossible.
Right.
But I was like, all right, I can do the drink. Like I talked to Raquel Diapiece, and she was like, you'll also save so much money not drinking. And I was like, you're making some points. So I didn't drink for a year and a half and I still to this day can't do 8 hours, but I can do 7 pretty regularly. Yeah. So, and that, 7 hours a night in New York, people were like, really? You're doing that? How are you doing that? It's like,
it's funny because I like to get, I don't very often get like 8 hours, but like on the days that I do, like I'll be like, I'm like staying in bed on Sunday or whatever. Yeah. And I'll sleep in. And even if I'm not like 100% asleep, just like relaxing.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I do that, I'll run into someone and they'll be like, do you just get back from vacation?
You look great. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I just like relaxed, like extra. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially now, it's like you really don't, there used to be really a lot of stretches of time where you weren't doing anything or you had to like find something to do and you're like, I'm so bored, there's nothing on TV. And like that is never the case now. Like there's too many things to watch,
Plus, phones and whatever.
Yeah,
else.
yeah. There's always somebody texting you, there's always somebody emailing you, so you really like that's why I'm kind of like I'm an introvert and extrovert because it's like there are definitely days where I'm like, I want to be a hermit. I want to be like full Unabomber, except without the bombing. But like shack by myself sounds pretty good. Tiny house, I love tiny houses.
Well, I was listening to this lady. There's a lot of like talk about, nervous system regulation and vagus nerve and all that stuff. Anyways, this lady was saying that in the times that we're in, like you can do every exercise possible to keep your nervous system like regulated.
Yeah.
But it's nearly impossible to keep it at that status quo because there's just so much shit
stimuli. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, now it's really like, 2008 was a pretty good time, but I was already overstimulated then.
Yeah.
And now it's like every time you pick up your phone, you're like, oh God, no.
The last question I'm going to ask you is, so you're doing the taping, second album, October 24th. What is there a name for that album yet?
Not yet. I'm calling it taping. Who asked for this?
Okay.
But I have to like, I still don't have the order right yet for the album. So I actually just canceled plans for tonight. And I think I'm going to use that time to just like run through it and just see if something comes to me. I think it will.
Right.
And then,
is it just you or are you having someone open for you?
I'm having, Sharon Paul is going to host. She hosted my last album recording too. And then my friend Yemi is going to feature.
Okay.
He's my friend. He is a Swedish citizen. And on my last album and on this album too, I will have some material about Sweden. But he saw me perform at the taping and then he was like, hey, do you want to go on tour to Sweden? And I was like, hell yeah. So we went, like the album came out, we went to Sweden together on tour.
Oh, that's so cool. I don't even think I knew that.
Yeah, it was really fun.
What are Swedish audiences like?
They're fun. The ones in Stockholm speak like incredible English. So, I just talk too fast and I can't slow down. So the Stockholm shows were great, but we did a couple that were in like different towns where they didn't speak such good English. And I know that they could not understand me. And I also could not slow down. So it was painful for everybody.
Is there a big comedy scene in general in Sweden?
It's a small scene. Small scenes are kind of like backstabby and like
yeah
petty. So there's that kind of scene. I mean, it's the people that are there that I met that trip are still doing it, and there's some really talented people that do it there. I think it's just because it's an expat community, like the audience pool is so much smaller, but you can definitely like have be based there and tour, I think.
So you've done comedy there. You've done comedy in Germany, France,
Yep.
England.
Uh-huh.
Anywhere? Did I miss any?
Amsterdam.
Oh, wow.
I think that's it in Europe. There could be
That's
one,
a
but I think
lot.
that's it. Yeah. And Berlin, I'm totally like, I would move here. Like, it is awesome. Like, the
Yeah.
scene is big enough, and it's, central, so you can tour Europe and be based there, and it's pretty
Wow.
easy. So I was
And-
kind of thinking about moving to Berlin for the summer next summer, because I'd only been in November, and I was like, this is the most depressing place I've ever been. I hate it. And then this time I went in July, and I was like, this is the best place I've ever been. I want to live here. So
I've been dying to go there. I've been dying to go to Germany just in general, but B, I'd love to do.
Oh, Ireland. I've done Ireland too.
Oh, you've done Ireland too?
That's really fun. Irish people are so fun. Like, they're just always down to have a good time. So
yeah.
Yeah.
What was the Amsterdam scene like? Was that good?
That was another one where I think I talked too fast. And there was one show that I loved called, it's at a place, I think it's still running. It's a place called Mesrab. It's kind of up in, like, by the like where the central station is. And that was great. But I did a couple other clubs where it was just like, Dutch people aren't always like down to clown the way that other cultures are. So
See,
and I also think I talk too fast. So
see, it's funny because I would think that, and this is based on just pure, like, totally broad stereotypes. I would think that German people would be tougher to make laugh than.
Well, I think that's true, but Berlin is so international that it's like there were not a ton of German people at any of the shows that I did in Berlin ever.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, there's a lot of Americans, a lot of like, there are German people there, but a lot of them have lived in the US, so it's not your typical
right.
German. And a lot of German comics do stand up in English because of the way the grammar works.
Yeah.
Like, punchlines work better in English.
Ah. And I know you speak French, but do you speak German too?
No. Like, I can like muddle through, like, getting a coffee or something, but no. And even like the French, I performed in French last year, and I like left my body. Like, I don't remember. There's a tape, so I know I did it, but it was it went well enough that I'm like, I never want to do it again. Like, it's just.
I tried to get, I don't know. There's like a site called italki, and you can pay someone like $25 to speak to you in another language. It's like it's supposed to be like
there's a free program. Actually, I'll send it to you. What is it called? I don't remember what it's called, but I have it. I have like a lifetime membership, but it's like, it hooks you up with a language partner. Somebody's trying to learn your language and you're trying to learn theirs.
Oh, okay.
I mean, then from there, it's like they just connect you, and then from there, it's like up to you what you want to do. But yeah,
I was paying.
It's cool.
I think I was paying this girl like $25. But anyways, I tried to convert my comedy into Spanish, and she was just like
literal translation.
Yeah, literal translation, and she was just like, no reaction.
Yeah.
And she, like, I was like, I guess it didn't translate. And she was like, oh, I didn't know you were doing the comedy yet. And I was like, oh my God. All right, never mind. This was a bad idea. I don't think my ego can take it this year.
I mean, there are, Brian Grassi performs in Spanish. Santi Espinosa performs in both. You could talk to them. They could at least like tell you, like, for real, whether it works or not.
But I'm also like, is that how I want to be spending it? I feel like time has become like such a commodity to me.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, I don't know. Do you like studying other languages? Like, I spend an hour a day on Duolingo. I have so much fun doing it.
I love it.
So yeah, I mean, so it's not a waste of time if you love doing it.
I just got Duolingo for the year, and I was doing, I just pop around on different languages just out of curiosity. But I did, oh my God, Mandarin.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, I think it was Mandarin, but one of those languages where I was like, now this would be a challenge.
Yeah. I've done a couple lessons in Mandarin, and it's like, we should probably be learning that because they're going to own us soon.
Seriously. Seriously. Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited to see you on October 24th.
Yeah. Thank you so much for getting a ticket. I got to check in and see how I'm doing selling tickets. I did a front facing video this week, and I was like, I never want to do this again. But
those things, it blows my mind how I'm with you. Like when the minute I turn it on myself, I'm just
Yeah,
like,
you can see me looking away because I don't want to look at myself.
I'm like, and I don't know. Then I see other people. I mean, there are some people who genuinely seem to enjoy it.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's just not for me either. And
Yeah.
then, and I agree. I feel like it's one of those things that we're supposed to be doing.
Right. It's just the amount of things that you're supposed to be doing to support your comedy career. I'm like, then when do I do stand up? You know,
Yeah.
like I
And
just
when do
want to,
I
can
work
I
on
just
my
do
joke?
stand up? Yeah.
When do I
So I
write?
mean, I will say I talked to my friend and she was like, the key is just to not quit, you know, because like at some point, like having this ability, you can always like do the other stuff or get somebody to do the other stuff. So if you're like
Yeah.
keeping sharp in your stand up,
Yeah.
then that'll pay dividends at some point, you know. And it's also like I can't quit. If I could have quit, I would have quit. So so I am so grateful for friends like you who also didn't quit.
I know. Believe me, I talk about it quite a bit. I
Mhm.
mean, you know, when I see people who did do it, like I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
You know, they have that whole part of their lives to do
Right.
other things with.
Hmm.
But yeah, I haven't figured out how to get the hell out yet either.
Yeah.
So.
And I kind of am like, maybe I'm not supposed to, you know, like talking shit is definitely one of the things that I was put on this earth to do. So doing it with a microphone in front of an audience is good. I don't care how many people it is.
Please, I know I said that. I was like, it's one thing that I can just basically very clearly complain about,
Yeah.
where it's not like vague unhappiness. It's very
Hmm.
clear. Like, oh yeah, I can bitch about that.
Yeah.
But I will. I'm going to put all the links to all your stuff,
Yeah.
obviously.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining me.
Oh
And
yeah. This was so fun. I could go another hour.
hopefully, I'll see you before October 24th. Maybe I'll see you on the 18th. But
Mhm.
have fun in LA.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll be back on Monday. If, you know, again, if there's TSA, I don't know what's going to happen. They got to fucking reopen the government, but not, I think the Republicans should back down and then we can reopen the government because I am on Obamacare and that's what they're fighting about.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. The Republicans want my premium to be like doubled. And I'm like, I'm not cool with that. So I want the Democrats to keep the shutdown going until they, you know,
Till they fold.
go. Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.